little pups out there. I don't know why I just said. I don't know why I just called you that. But as you probably clicked on this video, you know what we are making. I made an autograph book for if you go to cons, or if, I don't know, you have a friend who's into anime and cons, or if you just go to Disneyland, or you go somewhere where there will be autograph signings, and you don't want to buy a fancy autograph book that'll cost $1,000 at Walmart, or, you know, you want something nicer than a cheap, crummy Dollar Tree one. So, this is my autograph book. It has Anime Wolf's little wolf paw print thing on it. And it's black, but on the inside, it's got like flowers. That's because when I bought this, I got it from school, but it came from the Dollar Tree, and it was just had flowers on it. I'm not really a flowery kind of girl, but yeah. So all you need is you need a notebook, a little one. Usually one that's like this, that doesn't have lines on it. Yeah, I don't have one that has lines in it. And also, you can also do something, if you also don't want to paint it, and you want a cheap notebook, you can also get something like this. It looks, I don't know if you can tell by the camera, but it looks like it's that kind of popping out one. And this also has blank white pages. I think I paid maybe $6 for this. And I know $6 sounds a lot for a little notebook, but it's because of the cover. And I like wolves, as you know. But yeah, all you need is your Dollar Tree notebook, a choice of paint. This is Apple Barrel brand paint, and that is my dog jumping on my bed. Ellie, get off. And paint brushes. And I use lacquer, whatever this is. But you can also use Mod Podge, which is actually what I recommend. I thought I had Mod Podge, but I didn't. So I use this. And then if you want, you can get you can print out a picture with a picture of it, picture of something you like. So basically what you do is you take your notebook, and you want to try to avoid getting paint on the inside where all the notes are going to be. I did pretty good on this side, but as you can see up here, I got paint on the inside, so I'll probably, rip that page out, and you're good to go. Okay, yeah, so the first thing you do is you get your notebook, and I held it like this, with my hand like that, so I could keep the paint off of the edges of the paper as much as possible. Get paint. I used this kind of paintbrush. It's like flat and it's thick, and I painted it all up. Then I dried it. I used a hair dryer to dry it quickly, and then I looked for any kind of, like bland spots that you can still see the other colors through, and I went over it again until I got it how I like it. Then I actually used stick Elmer glue, stick glue. It was Elmer's brand, and I just coated the back of the paw. Like, it looked like it came out purple, from out of the printer. And when you put your picture on, you kind of want to get it on the perfect spot the first try, so you're not kind of moving the paint around and messing up the paint. So I stuck it on there, and it actually went on right where I wanted it. And then once that's done, I kind of I put my driver's manual book, because I can drive now. Well, I have a permit. But anyway, I put the book over top of it. Like, say this palette of paint, this isn't what I use that paint. Say this is the book, I put it over the picture, and I pressed it down, and I moved my hand all over it, not moving the picture or anything, just moved it back and forth to get all the air bubbles out, because you don't want air bubbles in it. And then I took another brush. With the lacquer thinner, I used this brush right here. Just a normal kind of crummy Dollar Tree brush. You can use other brushes, but I do not recommend brushes like this. Can you see that little, get it by my, yeah, that's the brush, but this is like a detail brush. I don't recommend one of those brushes. These kind of cheap plastic ones that come in these palettes are okay, but no, they're not great. But yeah, so that's the brush I used. Then I just dipped it into the lacquer, and I read the instructions. It says put on generously, so that's what I did, because I don't know how I would react to this, especially to the paper. And I just painted it over. And when you first put it on, the red showed through like some of the black in the background, and I'm like, you know what, that's fine. You know, it's a DIY. No one's gonna care. But when it dried, it actually doesn't show any of the black in the background. Anyways, and then I did the same thing with the back. I painted it, and I painted going up and down, and not side to side and all around and make it look kind of bad. I just painted one direction, and then I did the other side the same direction. And then if you really want to, you can do the inside, because like when you hold a book like this, you probably can't tell, but you can kind of see at the bottom. You can see the edges, and those had flowers on it. I'm just like, no. And instead of just painting the edges around it where you could see the flowers, I just did the whole thing. So I just painted the whole thing. I actually think I did one direction, so I did up and down again. And then I did the lacquer on this side, and then I did a lacquer and painted it on this side too to match it. And yeah, and that's how you make a autograph book. Simple, easy, done. And all this stuff you can really get at the Dollar Tree. You can get paintbrushes there. You can get, I don't know if you can get Mod Podge or lacquer there, but you probably can if you go to a big enough Dollar Tree. And then paint you probably have to get from Walmart. But yeah, this is just a little video of how you make this, and it turns out really good. Oh, one thing you gotta look out for, because this almost happened to me, was when you use paint tends to stick to stuff. So when you paint up here by the spine of it, the paint will be on the metal spine part, and you want to make sure that the paint doesn't dry onto the whatever this thing is called, the back of the face of the book. And so you just want to make sure that, and when it dries, and I'll go like this every now and then as it dries, just to kind of make sure it doesn't stick at all. So now, of course, it won't go back together because of the stupid rings on the inside. There we go. But yeah, that's just a quick DIY tutorial video on how to make a little autograph book, and I think it's really cute. So yeah, I'll see all of you guys in my next video. Goodbye.